There is something especially comforting about a small cottage as summer begins to soften into fall. The light changes first, becoming gentler in the afternoon, while deeper greens, warm wood tones, and familiar fabrics suddenly feel more inviting. Olive green suits this moment beautifully. It carries the freshness of the garden while also feeling grounded, traditional, and quietly autumnal. Paired with vintage details, it can make even a compact home feel settled, welcoming, and full of character. Today, we're exploring warm vintage decorating ideas for a small olive green cottage as the coming fall approaches. Rather than changing everything for the season, the focus is on thoughtful layers, natural materials, patterned textiles, aged furniture, and soft lighting. These simple elements can gradually shift a room from late summer into a cozier fall atmosphere while preserving the charm already present in the home. Olive green is a wonderful starting point because it works naturally with the materials often found in cottage interiors. Painted walls, cabinets, woodwork, or a single vintage dresser can introduce the color without overwhelming a small room. Against warm cream, faded beige, and natural brown wood, olive feels calm and balanced. It also pairs beautifully with brass, pottery, woven fibers, and softly worn finishes. Next, consider bringing in pattern through textiles. Floral prints, gingham, narrow stripes, and traditional checks can add visual interest without requiring major changes. A floral cushion on an armchair, a checked tablecloth, or patterned curtains can make a room feel more layered and established. In smaller interiors, repeating one or two colors across different patterns helps everything feel connected rather than busy. The softness of fabric becomes especially noticeable as cooler weather approaches. Wool throws, quilted blankets, linen tablecloths, and textured cushions can be added gradually as the season changes. Draping a folded throw over the back of a chair or placing a quilt at the foot of the bed brings warmth both visually and practically. These are small adjustments, but they can noticeably change the feeling of a room. Another idea is to let aged wood become part of the palette. Pine tables, oak sideboards, weathered stools, and vintage chests bring natural variation that works especially well beside olive green. Visible grain, softened edges, and gently worn surfaces prevent the room from appearing overly polished. In a cottage setting, these pieces often look best when they are useful as well as decorative. Styled surfaces can also help create that collected vintage character. A sideboard might hold ceramic pitchers, a small lamp, framed artwork, and a few seasonal branches. Kitchen shelves can display everyday crockery alongside baskets and jars. The key is to keep arrangements useful and relaxed, leaving enough space for each object to be seen while still allowing the room to feel comfortably lived in. As daylight becomes shorter, lighting plays an increasingly important role. Table lamps with fabric shades, small wall lights, and warm bulbs can soften corners that might otherwise feel dim. Instead of relying on one bright ceiling fixture, several lower sources of light create a gentler atmosphere. Their glow also brings out the texture of wood, woven baskets, patterned fabrics, and painted surfaces. The soft glow of a lamp beside an olive green chair can completely change the mood of an evening corner. For the coming fall, seasonal decorating can remain subtle. Dried hydrangeas, late-season garden flowers, seed heads, branches, and natural foliage introduce autumn without filling the home with obvious themed decorations. A ceramic vase, woven basket, or simple bowl can hold these elements naturally. Deeper burgundy, muted rust, or soft brown accents can appear in small amounts through cushions, flowers, or table linens. Also consider the relationship between furniture placement and comfort. In a small cottage, slightly closer arrangements often feel more natural than spreading furniture around the perimeter. A chair angled toward the sofa, a small table beside a window seat, or a lamp positioned near a reading chair can make the room feel purposeful. These arrangements encourage everyday activities such as reading, sharing coffee, or relaxing in the evening. Bedrooms can follow the same gentle approach. Olive green walls or painted furniture pair beautifully with cream bedding, floral patterns, quilts, and warm wood. A vintage bedside table, pleated lampshade, woven basket, and a folded blanket can provide enough detail without making a small bedroom feel crowded. Layering different textures in similar tones keeps the space restful while still giving it personality. Kitchens and dining areas can become especially charming as fall approaches. Olive cabinetry, wooden tables, ceramic dishes, checked linens, and softly glowing lighting create a practical setting that still feels decorative. Everyday objects can become part of the display, especially when their materials and colors complement the room. A small olive green cottage does not need dramatic seasonal changes to feel ready for fall. Often, the most beautiful transformation comes from deeper textiles, warmer lighting, familiar vintage pieces, natural materials, and a few thoughtful seasonal touches. Together, they create a home that feels comfortable, personal, and gently connected to the changing season. Thank you for spending this time with ViDesign. I hope these warm vintage ideas inspire you to enjoy what you already have, add a few cozy layers, and create a cottage interior that feels especially welcoming as fall draws closer.